With the success of Path of Titans, The Isle and Beta Bermuda, and the explosion in exposure for Dinosaur games these have brought forward, you wouldn't be mistaken to think there's some conniving individuals who want to make a quick payday off of the audience. So today, here are 3 Dinosaur games that turned out to be scams and you might not know about. So, let's get right into it. We are starting with the least scammy game on this list, but more of a nuclear explosion. Historia was an upcoming evolutionary survival game that saw players start with 2 pathways to choose from on their evolutionary journey, allowing you then to evolve across the 3 periods of the Mesozoic, Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, evolving your dinosaur, playing as new ones, and exploring vast lineages that weren't just dinosaur. From dinosaurs to pseudosuchians, rawsuchians, diapsids, pterosaurs, ichthyosaurs, and so much more. This game had so much to offer, with a huge roster already set and development bumbling away over 3 years, as well as a crowdfunding campaign that generated $2,500. Everything was going well. Until, of course, it wasn't. In April 2023, the game's lead developer left the game abruptly after serious allegations got put out against him. And I mean serious. For the last one, and I'm going to say it right now, there is a trigger warning. This was brought out in a development announcement by the other developers that explained the allegations were threats to ex-developers, not paying workers on past work, and the worst of them all, grooming minors. Of course, due to the nature of the allegations and them not being spoken on by said person, they're going to remain unnamed. Due to this, the lead developer abandoned the game completely. He completely cut off any communication with the rest of his team as well. They deleted large swathes of the game's Discord server channels, deleted all work that the team had also worked on in the past couple years, and refused to speak on the allegations and just left. The team even tried to contact him and he never responded to them. This prompted the other developers to announce their abandonment of the project. They did not want to see a game through nor defend someone who wouldn't even comment themselves on the matter, wasting over 3 years of development. What was once an extremely promising game with a really promising plan was tainted and abandoned forever by a dastardly lead developer, who likely did come away with some of the funds from the project, especially if he wasn't paying his workers. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, because they get a bit more serious from here. Are you tired of playing dinosaur games above water? Would you rather play a dinosaur game that was fully underwater, with of course semi-aquatic and fully aquatic creatures? Well, of course, I have the never mind, this is a scam. It didn't exist. It never existed. This is The Depths, a prehistoric survival game that was a semi-realistic game, MMO game, where the players could become a prehistoric creature of their choice from different environments like swamps, oceans or plains, with a heavy emphasis on the creatures that were aquatic and their interactions with other creatures in the environment. This had 20 creatures planned at launch and was created by Sagara Studios, more specifically someone called Dale or Coleman, whom unfortunately made the misfortune of having their Discord name and Kickstarter name as their full name. So technically, although this is a scam, we know who they are. The game had gone through a decent development cycle and had its own Kickstarter, which once again raised around $2,300. But what happened? How did the game turn out to be a scam? How did this graphically beautiful game turn out to be a scam, which had a huge and stacked development team behind it? Well, this goes back to the lead developer, Dale, also known as Coleman. This was explained in Discord posts by the developers right before their Discord server was completely abandoned and deleted, so the only recollection we have of this scam was because of a YouTube video made by the YouTuber Shadows, and I recommend you watch his content. He does Jurassic themed content, and he's a very big channel, but he covered this long ago. So the story goes like this. On May 14th, the lead developer Coleman came to the dev team and said that his account had been hacked and or compromised and needed some time to sort it out, in which they did. They gave him some space able to sort that out, but being the crafty sword that he was not doing it because his account was hacked, No, he needed that space for a reason. After a couple days of no contact, the developers reached out to Coleman again, but after no response, they found something bigger had happened. All of the social media sites for the game were taken down. All personal accounts, both official and private, to do with Coleman had also been deleted. That also included his Facebook page. He completely vanished from the face of the earth. What the hell happened to Coleman? I mean, there's only one real answer. Not that, by the way, not that. So what did this mean? Due to Coleman's disappearance, no dev past or present was paid. The source code was deleted in its entirety or inaccessible completely. All assets that Coleman had access to gone, and the development of the game could not continue due to the niche Coleman filled in the team, which ultimately led the other developers to abandon the game and go into other projects as well, which left the game to sink into the depths of history. Never to be seen or heard of again, with very little traces of its existence at all. But if you want to know about an OG Dinosaur game scam, this came from a similar time to the Stomping Lands. This was announced in 2015 as probably one of the hotly anticipated dinosaur park building games. This was Mesozoica. This was a dinosaur park building game that quickly blew up, competing at the same time alongside that of Prehistoric Kingdom that is now currently available to play, so we know which one stood the test of time and ultimately was far better than the other. With extremely frequent developer live streams and a bustling community, this game was about to be one of the greatest of its time. A park builder that set the law of the lands. They hyped this game up massively. They claimed this was the spiritual successor to Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, and they even had a little bit of beef with Prehistoric Kingdom as well, although to be fair, it was all this game's fault, mainly the lead developer of the game. And if you want to have a full video going over this, let me know in the comments. This game was massive. It had a massive dinosaur roster, customizable items, and a modular building system as well. There was no wonder that the game raised over $55,000 on Kickstarter in October 2015. However, this led to negative press coming its way. The game's name was ripped from a project by David Reidenberg, which was created way back in 2008. The game's lead developer Max Wood was exposed multiple times, but the biggest giveaway was him claiming he wasn't a developer and had no say in the project completely, which was quite alarming considering he was the game's lead developer. To add to the flames, the company Underdog Interactive was never a licensed registered company, meaning that all of the crowdfunding money likely went into someone's bank account, and it's Mr. Moneybags right here, Max Wood. The game was slated to be released in September 2017 but was delayed. When it released in December 2017, it cost around £20 and was a bare bones tech demo of what it was. In fact, the original tech demo that this game was way better. The game had 2 updates before it officially went cold in February, and multiple people came forward exposing the wrongdoings of Max Wood. Even a Facebook group was created to expose the game's wrongdoings. Max inevitably ended up running away with pretty much all of the money. He didn't pay a lot of the workers, whether that was on time or at all, and he was never heard of in the dinosaur gaming community again. He completely vanished. And what makes this one worse than all of the others in this list, the other 2, is this was a published game on Steam. In fact, is it still up on Steam? I'm not actually too sure. Although there was a long period where it was for about 54 cents. So you could buy it for that much. And it was still going to Max's bank account. And also, another thing to do with Max, I got a comment on one of my old Mesozoica videos I made. And apparently, he's a leader or a coach of an esports team at a university in the USA, or is it Canada? It's one of the 2. So if you go to a uni with an esports team, the chances are your lead coach, your coach for that team, could be a well-renowned dinosaur game scammer. And there we have it. 3 Dinosaur games that were scams or had a sorry fate. If you want me to do full deep dives on these games, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try my best. But yeah, that is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on all of these. And there's probably quite a few more that we can talk about, so if you want to see a part 2, we definitely can do that. Anyways, I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.